This video is going to be about cold outreach copywriting for agencies. And so if you're running an agency and you're doing cold outreach, I'm not just going to give you some ChatGPT slop. This is going to be some real insights and real alpha that you can implement immediately to get way better results. So watch till the end. Now, just a little bit about my background. I've been building cold outreach systems full time for 3 years. I'm a certified expert with Instantly.ai, the largest dedicated cold email tool in the world. I've sent millions of cold emails and booked thousands of calls, and I've also scaled my own agency with cold outreach. So I know a thing or two about copywriting. Now, here are a few campaigns that we've run too. This one, 9.3% reply rate, 32% positive reply rate. This one here, an 8.5% reply rate with a 45.5% positive reply rate. So we've run some pretty strong campaigns, as you can see, and these are going to be the learnings. So first of all, it's important to mention that copywriting is very cyclical, right? So basically how it works is that a particular style of copywriting becomes very popular. Everyone starts doing it. It stops working. People go back to something that used to work. So it's always cyclical. It's not like there's that one perfect style of copywriting for agencies. It's always going to flip back and forth. So sometimes it's going to be the long form emails. Sometimes it's going to be the super short emails. And so it's important to follow these trends very closely if you want to sort of know what to do. Oftentimes, the best move is to do what everyone else is not doing because it's going to make you stand out naturally. One thing I'm seeing right now is that we're sort of moving a bit away from the social proof and the benefits, which has been what everyone is literally focusing on. And now we're getting more over to features, right? People actually start caring about what the hell am I actually getting when I work with you? And so this is an important shift because the way a lot of people write copies right now is that they'll list out some achievements, some anonymous case study, and the recipients don't buy it anymore. They're so used to it, and it's just noise to them. And same thing with benefits. If you say, "Oh, this can get you this amount of sales," or so on and so forth, like doesn't really land with prospects anymore. So what I found is that if you can leverage unique mechanisms, that's a really, really strong thing. If you can mention something specific you're doing when you're delivering the result, that is going to generate trust because that shows that you know what you're talking about. And even other things surrounding your service, like the speed of delivery, the onboarding process. If you have some sort of system that is superior that you can mention, well, even though it's a feature, that is something that they do care about. So let's say, for my sake, I'm a cold outreach agency. A big problem for us is that we have to warm up email accounts, and this takes 14 days. Now, if I can find a fix to that and I can get the launch to be within 48 hours, suddenly that's a way more attractive email because I've just increased the speed of delivery and the onboarding process is more simple. So this is sort of the way you got to look at it. You got to sort of find ways of generating trust that are not connected to social proof or benefits. That's my recommendation for copywriting. Also, what is really, really important to know now is what emails they receive. You need to actually know the general quantity of emails that your target audience received, like how buried are they in emails in their inbox. And secondly, you also want to know what people are saying in those emails. Now, obviously, this is hard to do because you don't have access to their inbox unless you're a hacker. I hope you're not a hacker. But one thing you can do to actually get people to tell you is to pay them. You can reach out to your target audience and pay them to send over the last 10 cold emails they received with a similar offering to yours. You can pay them $200 for this. They can send you the emails and they can tell you what you would have to do in order to actually convince them. Now, some people might say, "Oh, if I have to do that with 10 different people, that's $2,000. But the reality is, you're going to earn back these $2,000 times 1,000 if you do this, because you're going to know what converts and you can scale those sorts of copies. You can actually stand out. You know what your competitors are saying if you have a large enough sample size. If you're getting 10 emails from 10 people, that's 100 different emails your competitors are sending, and you write something better than them. Well, guess what? You're going to get the deals. So it's going to be worth it. So yeah, that's a hack for you right there that you can implement immediately to actually get way better copies way faster. Also, one important thing here to know is that if your market is not getting a lot of emails, like not a lot of cold emails, if that's the conclusion from your research, well, then you can be a lot more direct. You don't even need to care that much about copywriting if your offer is good. You can just, list out whatever you do and then just ask them to get on a call. You don't have to go with lead magnets or soft call to actions. Don't get too lazy, but in this case, you really don't have to worry that much about copywriting if this is the case. But if your market is getting a ton of emails, well, then you need to switch over to soft call to actions. You want to leverage unique mechanisms. Hyper relevant case studies can still be useful. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, like just these anonymous case studies that are not really relevant doesn't work anymore. You need hyper relevant case studies, if anything, and then also lead magnets followed by a nurturing flow. If you want to see our 7 best performing email scripts for agencies, so these are literally the 7 best email copies we've ever written in terms of performance and revenue generated, you can click the link in the description and you can access them completely for free. And yeah, click the link to do that. See you soon.